Pete's Power Plays with Philly Pete starts now on 12 Ounce Sports.
And here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wednesday, middle of the week already, October 28th, 2020 episode of Pete's Power Plays, hosted by the one, the only king of the ice himself, Philly Pete. And we are live on 12 Ounce Sports and Zingo TV channel 761. I hope everyone's having a phenomenal day so far. My East Coast lunch breakers, I hope you guys are grabbing your snack, grabbing your lunch, getting ready to rock and roll this afternoon with Philly Pete. And my rising shiners out west, get that cup of joe, get that breakfast sandwich, whatever it may be, that sausage, egg, and cheese, that bacon, egg, and cheese, whatever it may be, pork roll, whatever it may be. Welcome aboard. I'm glad you guys are tuning in, and ladies, of course, you guys are tuning into today's episode. This show, Pete's Power Plays, is sponsored by mybookie.ag. Well, again, I'll keep on saying this, and I'll say it again. Sports are back. Okay, congratulations, first and foremost, to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Finally, it has been way too long for them to win a title, and finally they are bringing the title to Los Angeles. Very deserving. Hats off to them on a fantastic season. Mookie Betts comes in, gets a ring right away with the Dodgers. Fantastic. Congrats to the Dodgers on winning the World Series. You guys are world champions. Congrats. Listen, baseball and basketball are done. Hockey is done. But listen, when it comes to mybookie.ag, you have NFL in full gear. You got college football in full gear. You got Champions League again. You got another day of Champions League today, so that's great. Those soccer-holic fans out there like to bet on soccer. I mean, things are back in action. But once again, mybookie.ag, use the promo code 12Ounce Sports. That's 12OZ Sports. All caps, no spaces. Once again, 12OZ Sports is the promo code. Make sure you lock that bad boy in when creating an account with mybookie.ag. They'll match your first deposit up to $1,000. Also, remember to gamble responsibly. Please. Okay? Please gamble responsibly. That's all we're asking for you guys. Also, Zingo TV channel 761, ladies and gentlemen that are tuning in, welcome aboard to the Wednesday, October 28th episode of Pete's Power Plays, of course. Those that don't have Zingo TV, make sure you download the app on your smart TV, Roku TV, Amazon Fire Stick, Apple TV, whatever it may be. But create an account with Zingo TV, use the promo code 12Ounce, 12OZ. Simple as that. And from there, you'll be streaming live all of our phenomenal shows, including yours truly, Pete's Power Plays, and everyone else's on 12 Ounce Sports. Also, we all know that Jeff Bezos makes a boatload of money. We get it. But let's help out the 12 Ounce Sports neighborhood, including yours truly, Philly Pete, by going to 12ouncesportsradio.com/Amazon. That is our link. Christmas is, less than 2 months away. Whatever it may be, get your wife an anniversary gift. Get your kids something to play with. Go Christmas shopping early if you need be. But first and foremost, please use, help us out a little bit. Please use the link 12Ounce, 12OZ, sportsradio.com/Amazon. And from there, you'll just do the typical shopping that you usually do on Amazon. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. Middle of the week already. The week is flying by. I'm not complaining. I'm enjoying it. And yesterday, I got into the rest of my grades for the NHL free agency. That is done. And you know what? I'm going to kick it off with from ranks 25 to number 1. I'll be quick with this. A couple side notes as well when I do my power rankings. I'm also going to get more in depth about the trends for over/under and betting for the NHL season coming up compared to last season, how the teams were, and a look ahead to Thursday night's showdown: Panthers, Falcons, daily fantasy football lineup player locks. I got a few players that you want to jot down because tomorrow I will be giving out, of course, a free Thursday night FanDuel lineup. Last Thursday cashed out in the top 85 percentile for free. That's for the Twitterverse fans out there. Those that put in a $10, those that put basically a $10 play in for FanDuel lineup, you guys cashed out about $20. So you got 2-1 for coming in at the 85th percentile. Clients came in 97 percentile. rocking and rolling this year. I mean, I'm telling you, when it comes to daily fantasy football, I am the best when it comes to this stuff. So, again, clients are once again signing up. They've realized how good I've been. 6 out of the 7 first weeks in the NFL, we have been cashing. Okay, week 3 was a little dud, big deal. But out of the 4 lineups that I give you guys, everything's been cashing out large, whether it's 80 percentile up to 97 or 98 percentile. Season's rocking and rolling. Simple as that. So let's get going. Ranks 25 through 21 for the NHL Power Rankings. So-called on the road to recovery. 25th, Chicago Blackhawks. Now, you got Lucas Reichel that came in at the number 17th overall pick in the first round. They also took aim at future goalies because Corey Crawford is no longer there. And we know the core of the Blackhawks are just livid about the situation there. Drew Commesso in round 2. He was an alumnus of the U.S. National Development Team. He also went 18-7-1 with a 2.05 goals against average and a 9.920 save percentage with the National Under-18 team. I like this squad. I like the draft pick. Crawford's gone. Not sure what they're going to be doing in terms of Seabrook. I've been hearing a lot of his name, speculation about him getting traded before the season starts. We'll see what happens. But let's give one more go around for the Blackhawks. They did well. They upset the Edmonton Oilers in the first round last year. This past playoffs. Besides getting smoked by the Vegas Golden Knights. But at 25, I have the Chicago Blackhawks. Now, a lot of people might argue with me that the Arizona Coyotes should not be here, but listen, at 24th overall for the power rankings, I like them. I like the spot. Okay, no Taylor Hall, possibly no Oliver Ekman-Larsson, but again, last time I checked, he's still a Coyote. So they didn't have a pick in the first round, which is unexplainable. That's what happens, and they spent time dealing with roster issues. They went to the postseason. Okay, they had a great postseason run. And like I said, OEL is still out there, but last time I checked, he's still a Coyote. So, time will tell. This is why I still have them at 24. Other than that, if Ekman-Larsson was gone before my power rankings, they would have easily been in the bottom 5. No problem. No doubt about that. So, 24th overall, the Arizona Coyotes. At 23, the Montreal Canadiens. Now, I know a lot of you, again, this is a wild card team that should be up higher for me as well. But again, this is now. I get it. They signed Toffoli. Okay, that was a big deal. They got Johnson from Columbus for the Max Domi trade. This team they're kicking ass. Jake Allen as well. I mean, they also drafted a defenseman, Caden Cooley, basically came to the Canadiens with the 16th pick overall. Also, like I said, Josh Anderson trade as well. But again, this team is so young. They're talented. They're going to be good for years to come. Again, the addition to Tyler Toffoli, I will have them in the top 20, no problem. But at 23, we still haven't seen what these new acquisitions like Toffoli. We know how he played with Vancouver, but I want to know, with this young crew, this is going to be a dangerous team. Just look out for the Montreal Canadiens in the future for sure. So at number 23, I got the Canadiens for now. Obviously, I will do a week-by-week update on power rankings. That's going to be a new thing for Philly Pete this season as well. Going into the 2020-2021 season, I will be doing my power rankings and going from there. Number 22, the Minnesota Wild. Bill Guerin. He's reshaping the roster. They got rid of Dubnyk, okay? But they added in another goaltender. That's all that matters. They got Marco Rossi, who I think was a steal for the Wild. He terrorized the OHL last season, and he was expected to be gone by the 9th pick. Hell, he was there at 9 overall for the Wild. Great pick, and they also got 3 centers and 2 defensemen. So again, this is going to be another young Wild team. I like them to be in the playoffs as well. By the time we're talking postseason. Now, 21. I know. Maybe I'm being biased because I always like their logo, but the San Jose Sharks. At number 21 for me. I know they depleted the roster, but they got rid of Joe Thornton. He went to the Maple Leafs, and then you brought back in Patrick Marleau. They create the feel good movement. The reason why I have this is because of the gesture that Doug Wilson Jr. had using sign language to announce Ozzy Weisblatt, whose mother is deaf. This was a phenomenal gesture. I'm all about this stuff. I'm all about it. I'm all about, you know, community stuff and how leagues recognize their players and their families, whatever it may be. And I like it, and I like what they did here. They also added, of course, Devin Dubnyk and Ryan Donato in deals from the Wild. So Donato had 14 goals last season. So we'll see what kind of impact it'll have for the Sharks. But at 21, I have the San Jose Sharks. Now, from 20 to 16, this is basically working towards the middle of the pack here. Columbus Blue Jackets at number 20 overall. It's a tale of two moves for the Blue Jackets here. They got Max Domi, of course, from the Habs on draft day, signed into a 2-year, $10.6 million. And they also got the Russian winger Igor Chanikov, who was really mind-boggling pick at 21. Big-time head-scratcher for me and I think for everybody else. He wasn't even on my top 100 pick. So this was way out of the books for Columbus here. But again, they are, when it comes to the postseason, they are a scrappy team. That's why I have them at number 20. Number 19, the Florida Panthers. Okay, they got the Finnish center Anton Lundell at number 12. And they got rid of key players. They got Dadonov is off to the Senators. You also have Mike Hoffman that's still out there in free agency as well that has not signed anywhere yet. But they have more than 21 mil in cap space. Getting rid of Dadonov, Eric Hawala as well, and Mike Hoffman. So at 19, I had the Panthers. 18, the Winnipeg Jets. Again, the fact that they're still grabbing on to Patrick Laine. Again, this was my dark horse wild card. That for Laine to go anywhere, he would be staying put in Winnipeg. But again, I mean, I'm still seeing potential trades going to the Flyers. But for now, like I said, and I'll keep on saying that he will remain a Jet. So with that being said, Cole Perfetti also went there at number 10, the fourth best in pre-scouts, for scouting for the pre-draft. Great pick for the Jets overall, and we'll see what happens with Patrick Laine. At number 17, I have the Calgary Flames here. Connor Zary was a hell of a pickup as well during the draft, and I can't believe he was still around at the 24th overall pick here. Unbelievable. And the fact that they're going back to their old school jerseys in the 1980s, just like right there, that's just phenomenal. I love the retro jerseys for the Flames. I expect a lot more teams to do the same thing. I mean, the Sharks may potentially bring back the Seals jerseys with that aqua blue and that yellow, that bright yellow color. I mean, this is going to be phenomenal. I love these jerseys. Calgary, be on the lookout for, they lost Gustafsson to the Flyers, but get ready for, and they lost Brody too, but get ready for, Mr. Gaudreau, okay? Johnny Gaudreau, be ready for him. I still think he'll be a Flame for now until he goes to the Flyers. Again, being biased here, but we'll see what happens. At 16th, I had the Vancouver Canucks. Again, a team that went to the conference finals last year, barely lost to the Vegas Knights. They got rid of Markstrom. They got rid of Toffoli. Okay, it's a shame they couldn't hold on to Toffoli because he had a really good postseason. But this team again would be higher for me if they kept Toffoli. Now it's Thatcher Demko and company now. So Canucks at 16 for me. All right, now going from 15 to 11. I'll run it real quick. Nashville Predators at 15th for me. The Edmonton Oilers at number 14 for me. The Carolina Hurricanes at number 13. Number 12, I have the Dallas Stars. Number 11, I have the New York Islanders, okay? They didn't pick until number 90, okay? But, much of their attention, obviously, all their attention is towards Matthew Barzal, okay? Restricted free agent. My knowledge is that he's going to stay put with the Islanders as well, okay? They're still in the works with that. This is going to be a top 10 team, okay? This is also a wild card team for me to win the Stanley Cup at 30-1 or 25-1, okay? But I have him at 11. If Barzal does sign with the Islanders, I will crack them into the top 10. All right. Number 10, I have the New York Rangers, believe it or not here. I just love what they did. Okay, you got Lafreniere to match up with Panarin. They have a really good shot at being real contenders this season. Okay, they're going to be good. They got a lot of young talent. Okay, we saw what they can do. And I think this next season is going to be phenomenal. So at number 10, I have the New York Rangers. At number 9, I have the Toronto Maple Leafs. Okay, they are really close to being on a serious run. When Canada fans tuning in, my family from Toronto and Ottawa tuning in, when is a time that a Canadian team will win a Stanley Cup? Could it be next season? Okay, between Toronto, Edmonton, Montreal. I mean, each of those teams are loaded right now. They are absolutely loaded. They're talented. Ottawa, like I said the other day, are about 4 or 5 years away from making a cup run. Not right now, but they picked up a lot of key additions. But Toronto at number 9 for me. Number 8, the St. Louis Blues. Okay, they lost Pietrangelo, but they gained Torrey Krug, a huge pickup for them. That's why I have them in my top 10. Otherwise, they'd be outside if they didn't get Krug. Number 7, the Pittsburgh Penguins. Listen, they got rid of Matt Murray, all right, but they still have Crosby. They still got Malkin. Okay, is the window closing for them? Yes. Okay, it's not closed entirely yet, but this is their last stretch to do anything and win another cup. Pittsburgh Penguins, number 7 for me. Number 6, the Washington Capitals. Okay, 2 years removed from the Stanley Cup. They still have Alex Ovechkin, whose window is obviously still open. And listen, they got rid of Holtby. Holtby did sign with the Canucks to back up Thatcher Demko. But Hendrix Lapierre at number 22, if he's healthy, brilliant player. And a report also says that he could be the next best thing for Washington. So they still have great pieces there in Washington. And once again, at number 6, I have the Caps. Now, 5 through 1. Number 5, I had the Boston Bruins. Okay, this team should be, outside of the top 5, but just the way that they are, 100 points last year, and you have to just think to yourself, listen, I mean, this team was the best team last year. Now you have question marks going into this year. You have injuries. You have injuries to Marchand and Pasternak. Okay, they're going to be missing time in the beginning of the season. That's not good for Boston fans, okay? Zdeno Chara is still out there as well. Sign the guy for another year, okay? He's a big and bad guy. We get it, but he's on his way to retirement. Sign him for one more year, if possible, and you'll be on your way. But for me, I just think that this team is in trouble in the beginning of the season. Now, the fact that I had them at 5 is because they are in the running. Them and Vancouver are in the running for Oliver Ekman-Larsson, okay? Now, sources to me think that it's going to come down to those two, especially the fact that, listen, if you don't sign Zdeno Chara, you have no choice but to get Ekman-Larsson, and then this Bruins team right away is back into cup contention team, especially when you have a healthy Pasta and a healthy Marchand back in the lineup. Number 4, the Philadelphia Flyers. Of course, no doubts about this one. I love the Flyers this season. Tyson Foerster with the 23rd overall pick. He's a solid scorer. Once he does reach the NHL, he's going to be a great acquisition for this squad. It's a shame that we have replaced Niskanen. They wanted to go after Shattenkirk, and he went to the Ducks. So it's okay. They got Gustafsson, who I think is just an okay signing. He just reminds me of a Shane Gostisbehere, simple as that. But they still need a shooter. They're missing a shooter big time. And this is why they still should be in the sense of getting Patrick Laine. Now, number three here, I had the Tampa Bay Lightning. Okay. Off-season champions, they're Stanley Cup champions. The parade went well. They went through the Bruins, Islanders, and the Dallas Stars. Played dominant hockey. They were due. They were only favored to win for the last 3 or 4 years now to win the Cup, and they finally came through. First Cup since 2004. But this team was overly due for another one, okay? And the fact that they didn't really lose much, they kept Patrick Maroon, okay? They re-signed him. They got rid of Shattenkirk. Time will tell with Tyler Johnson and Stamkos as well. What happens with them? I think, I feel like they'll stay with Tampa. I think the more obvious person to leave out of that too is probably Tyler Johnson. But time will tell. This is why this team is still loaded. But again, it's tough to win back-to-back cups in the NHL. So at number 3, I had the Tampa Bay Lightning. Number 2, I had the Vegas Golden Knights, of course, because of the addition to Pietrangelo. They lost a couple of players as well, but they're committed to Robin Lehner and net. And they still have a choice to make with Marc-Andre Fleury. So time will tell, but this team is still dominant. Okay, they landed Petrangelo. That's huge, and that's why they're a top 2 team. So number 2, I have the Vegas Golden Knights, and at number 1, yours truly, the Colorado Avalanche. 9-1 cup. I gave this free future to win the Stanley Cup to everybody. This is a client play, exclusive client play. They also got 2 more. Clients also got 2 more futures as well. So that's a total of 3 for the clients. The one free one, like I said, the Colorado Avalanche at 9-1 is what we have right now, rocking and rolling. Now they're up to 7-1, and I think tomorrow I'm also going to discuss the updated Stanley Cup odds. So I'm going to do that once a week for you guys and ladies. It's by high demand. So there you go. Colorado Avalanche, number 1. They're my favorites to win the Stanley Cup going into next year. Again, 9-1, and at number 1 overall, the Colorado Avalanche. Now, before I get to my over/under trends real quick, this episode, Pete's Power Plays, October 28th, 2020 episode of Pete's Power Plays, hosted by the one, the only, king of the ice himself, Philly Pete, and we are live on 12 Ounce Sports and Zingo TV, channel 761. This show, as always, is sponsored by mybookie.ag. Once again, just go into mybookie.ag, okay? Use the promo code 12Ounce Sports. That's 120Z Sports. All one word, all caps. Simple as that. And from there, they'll match your deposit up, their first deposit up to $1,000. Once again, mybookie.ag. Use the promo code 12Ounce Sports when making an account. 120Z Sports, and they'll match your first deposit up to $1,000. Also, remember to gamble responsibly. Zingo TV, Zingo. Zingo was his name-o. Zingo TV, channel 761. If you don't have an account, make sure you get one. Use the promo code 12Ounce, 120Z. Roku TV, Apple TV, Fire Stick, whatever it may be. Get the app now. Tune in live. Use the promo code 12Ounce, and you'll be streaming all of our phenomenal shows from 12 Ounce Sports on Zingo TV, channel 761. Also the best channel on Zingo TV, I must add. Also, we know Jeff Bezos is the king of money right now, okay? Listen, help everyone out on 12 Ounce Sports by going to www.12ouncesportsradio.com/Amazon. That is our URL link to buy stuff on Amazon, buy something for the wife, buy something for the kids. Christmas is right around the corner. Now, all these holidays are right around the corner. Get something, but once again, use the URL, our link, www.12ouncesportsradio.com/Amazon. Start shopping today. So a quick rundown, like I said, yesterday with the Eastern Conference in the Atlantic Division, the over-under from last year, okay, I'm talking about Boston Bruins went 28-40 in the over-unders. Again, a very low-scoring team when it came to that. The Tampa Bay Lightning 37-32 on the over-unders. Again, a team that was basically bet on a lot. They're a good first-period over team as well. The Toronto, when it comes to the best 2 teams in the Atlantic when betting the overs, and a huge trend going into next season as well, are the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Florida Panthers. Toronto 41-32 with the over-unders. They've been cashing overs a lot this past season, and same with the Florida Panthers. They were hot in the beginning of the season. They kind of cooled off, but they got back hot again with scoring, let alone their opponents. So 41-32 for Toronto, 40-31 for Florida. Again, this is always why these 2 teams' overs were on Philly Pete's bet list. Montreal 35-38, Buffalo 32-33, Ottawa, another team in the beginning of the season that was hot with getting the overs. They were 38-33. They kind of cooled off once again, just like Florida, but then kind of heated up back towards the end of the season. Detroit 30-34. Now going to the Metropolitan, the best team with the over-under, and another reason why this team has always been on my Philly Pete list with betting the overs, the Washington Capitals. If not, probably the best over-under record, 43-28. I'm telling you, when it comes to next season, Caps should be a team that you're seeing over 5.5, over 6. You're locking them in no matter what. 43-28 for the Caps. Flyers 37-33 with the over-unders. Pittsburgh 34-36. They were hot in the beginning, and then they just died off. Carolina Hurricanes 33-38. Columbus by far one of the worst teams to cover an over/under in terms of going over the spread of 5.5 or 6 goals. The Columbus Jackets 29-45. Absolutely brutal. So if you want to bet them, definitely take the unders. going forward. Okay, they didn't even hit 30 overs this season. The New York Islanders, 31-37. They're hot and cold. They're a hot and cold team. That's why you see a lot of 5s with them. And ladies and gentlemen out there that know, when you see an over or under 5 for Philly Pete, he's taking the over. He's taking the over 5. Now, I know I did some under 5s during the postseason, but that's how the trends work. But usually, for the most part, about 95% of the time during the regular season, when I see a 5, I'm on the over. Islanders, once again, 31-37. Rangers, 35-36 with the over-unders. Jersey, 35-33. Now going to the Western Conference. St. Louis, the over-under, 35-37. Colorado, 32-38. This was a team that was hot as well. Then they cooled off, and they got hot again during the postseason. Dallas, another crap team when it comes to the over-unders. Them and the Blue Jackets are two teams that have not even hit 30. Dallas, probably, honestly the worst over-under team in terms of trying to get that over to cash out. Dallas, 26-42, absolutely pathetic. Again, we know they're in a defensive team. Their offense, good luck. But 26-42 for Dallas. Winnipeg, 30-40. Nashville, another great over team, 40-31 this season. Another good team to cash out when it comes to next season. Minnesota, 34-34. Chicago, 37-36. All right, now you head into the Pacific. Vegas, 36-34. Edmonton, also 36-34. Again, these are teams that are hot and cold when it comes to scoring. But like I said, and I'll say it again, Edmonton, just look out for 6.5. I'm telling you, 6.5, maybe even a 7 once in a while. We'll see what happens. Calgary, 35-35 on the over-unders. Vancouver, cashing out large this season for everybody. 40-30, another good team when it comes to betting the overs. That's why they were always on my list. 33-39 for Arizona. Again, a team that doesn't really they do put the puck in the net, but this is another team that you see over-unders at 5. So 33-39 for Arizona. Anaheim, another team that that was hot in the beginning of the season with scoring, and they kind of kept going with it. 38-32 for Anaheim with the overs. LA Kings, another bad team, 26-40 when covering the overs. And then lastly, the San Jose Sharks, 30-39. So when I bring that back to you, you have the LA Kings with 26 overs in their season. You had the Dallas Stars with 26 overs in their past season. And then you have the Columbus Blue Jackets with 29 overs, and then Boston Bruins with 28. So you have 4 of these teams that didn't even crack over 30 in terms of over-unders, getting you 30 overs during the season. It is just ridiculous. So when it comes to this upcoming season, just stay alert with these 4 squads that I mentioned. Trust me, I will go over this again, okay, either in next week or in a couple weeks. Trust me, I will. I will get all the info out for you guys and ladies out there that love to bet hockey, including myself. So there you have it. Now, last but not least, I'm looking at Thursday. I got 2 minutes with you guys real quick. Thursday night showdown, Panthers-Falcons. A look ahead to the player locks for daily fantasy football for FanDuel. I'm looking at, I will have a lineup for you guys tomorrow, but I'm looking at for cash game lineups, your MVP, Matt Ryan. And then your flex spots, I'm looking at Joey Sly, the kicker for the Panthers, Robbie Anderson, the receiver for the Panthers, and the 2 studded receivers, Calvin Ridley and Julio Jones. Now, if you're in tournaments, my MVP should be Todd Gurley for now. I'm looking at Julio, Robbie Anderson. I'm looking at Teddy Bridgewater and DJ Moore, respectively. Okay? But your 4 locks that you should have in your lineups, no doubt about it. You should have 4 player locks. Teddy Bridgewater, Matt Ryan. Again, when I talk about Thursday night football, Sunday night football, Monday night football, you should have the 2 quarterbacks guaranteed in your lineup. Bridgewater, Matt Ryan, and I'm also liking Mike Davis a lot and Todd Gurley. So there you have it. I'll talk more about this tomorrow. I'm out of time. Have a great Wednesday, middle of the week. Stay safe, wear a mask, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time, 12 o'clock Eastern time, of course, on 12 Ounce Sports and Zingo TV channel 761. See you guys. Bye.